Hiya, hiya. It's weather for a duck. They're all hanging around me here. They, it's raining. They love this. They have an extra coating on them. My cockatiel doesn't have that though. I see something, I was getting serious in a lot of my raps, and someone says, why don't you go back to doing comedy? And I said, well, we got to mix it up a little bit. It's got a philosophy. I mean, comedy is tragedy plus time. And, there's so much of things to talk about. What? We'll begin with Jackie the Joke Man. Gives me a heartache. It's my friend. He is introducing a product which is an anal and vaginal suppository of CBD and marijuana with a company in Colorado that's producing this product. He's looking for an investor. I told him, I says, there's plenty of assholes out there, and he agrees that I'm one of them. I could have a lifetime supply, and this is an amazing world. I would love to see all 7 of those words that we are forbidden to say with the FCC being used on game shows. That would be my thrill. I'm going to tell Randy West in California about this, because I think he's just the guy to get Alex Trebek to break silence and break wind. I mean, a lot of people are waiting for something to happen that's over the top. Every day we wait for that. We're trying to get it out of politics. It's like milking a snake. Why would you want to do that? Let's have some fun and laugh a little bit about all this foolishness, the ridiculousness. We're in a society that has gone way down the road and way over the top. And we have long time ago we abandoned some of the great principles that we had. Like, for instance, everybody texts. You know why I don't like to text? Because in Catholic school I had the nuns, and in typing class I was knuckled. I don't want to type. I remember those wounds from the nuns. What was it, Sister Mary Butch? Boy, was she tough. Now when you see a nun like that, it's usually a cross-dresser or some transgender collecting money in the subway. I don't know. We're all over the map with everything, and no matter what you say, you're going to offend someone. If you say good morning, they're going to say, what's good about it? And you say morning. Well, how are you spelling that? MOURNING? Nobody's happy with everything anymore. There's a little isolation booth, and each one of us has this compartment. In my head, I have a committee that meets up there and votes against me on a regular basis. They're rent-free, and they move the chairs around, and they tell me how bad I am. And the way that Weight Watchers works is that you can only have one thought at a time in your mind. So you enjoy the food and keep your mind on the food, and only the food that you're eating. And then you won't perhaps overeat, because one thought is occupying your mind. I was thinking about things that are practical, that we don't talk about too much anymore, and they have a sense of history to them, and you wonder where they came from. Where did it come from? And there's some things that are pretty interesting. You wonder how we got to where we got with some of the words. The words are very revealing in American language. We have slang in this country. That's another thing. When people come here from another country, I don't know if anyone understands when they're from another nation and we're talking to them here in America and we tell them that we're not on the same page. I don't know if they understand that. What does that mean? This is verbiage. These are things that we say. They're throwaways in our conversation. 24/7. What does that mean? That's an easy one. That would be a clock and a time. All right. Now a date. So what do we have that we have a question of that people don't understand when we're using the words? I guess one of them would be let me think one off the top of my head. What's one that we say that's I got your back. I got your back. That's what does that mean to some foreigner who came here? I got your back. They don't understand that. They're going to take it verbatim. They're going to take it literally. But the English language is very precise. However, our language, the American language, is not. It's filled with a lot of what we call nuance. Isn't that a great lesson? So that's it. I didn't mean to be your lesson today, but I guess, on my own lesson, as I'm saying this, I'm going to watch my tapes later and learn. I get all this crazy stuff out of my head. Still working on those 7 vulgar words, dirty words, those forbidden words, and putting them on television again. I want to do a whole show like that. That's what Jackie the Joke Man ought to do. He ought to do a show with using those 7 words, and it'll be a big hit on Broadway. Make it a musical. And with the suppositories, up yours. That's it. That could be what it's called. It's a Reynolds rap.